Great film so far. 4 matches played, 4 victories.
Try number 4 for Chris Ashton.
So far, Martin Johnson's men have stuck to the script perfectly, and their leading man is on the verge of making history.
Now look at them in Dublin. Just hope there's not going to be a nasty last scene.
Will they win their first Grand Slam since 2003?
I think I've seen this before, you know. You beat Scotland at Twickenham, and then they go on to get a Grand Slam in Dublin.
We know what happens next.
Yeah, we do. They become Grand Slam champions, they go on to win the World Cup. Is this England side about to repeat history? I think they could struggle. They haven't got a utility back.
Oh, Oz. Coming up this week on O2 Inside Line, Nick Easter and Tom Croft will be trying to paint you in a good light.
It's going to be difficult, that. You've seen me. I'm going to be looking back at the Scotland game and forward to the game in Dublin.
And we'll reveal the owner of these lucky pants inside the camp. But first, Austin, victory over Scotland means we're still on for that Grand Slam.
We certainly are, Abby, but as we can see, it wasn't a particularly pretty game. England turned the ball over more than 40 times in the match, which is a lack of control. Martin Johnson will be furious about that. That's the main negative, really. Set pieces were pretty good. Our scrum was strong, which will be really important going to Dublin. And also, we were threatened by the Scots defensively, but we held up. Some great games from the back row. Big tackles. Haskell had an excellent game and deserved man of the match. And Tom Palmer, again, he's really finding his feet in the second row.
And what improvements then are needed ahead of the Ireland game?
Well, I think the key in Dublin is don't play too much rugby. England came out against Scotland probably expecting to win at Twickenham. They did, but they took too many risks in their own half. If you go to Dublin and do that, the midfield of Ireland and the back row of Ireland in particular, Wallace, who's a great 7 over the ball, will cause England a lot of problems.
Now, we've got a lot of options in our back row too, though. Do you think Martin Johnson will make any major changes?
Well, it's a great position, isn't it, for Martin Johnson? We saw Croft come back. He's got great pace. I don't think there's any other back rower in the world that would have finished that try off. So he's adding weight to selection there. And what a wonderful position to be in now, going into a World Cup, a Grand Slam game, where you have got a good back row that is getting a bit more balance about it. Moody will come back eventually. It's a difficult decision for Jono, isn't it?
Where will the game be won or lost?
Oh, the game will definitely be won or lost in Dublin.
Oz.
OK, seriously, I think it's going to be won and lost up front. The England pack are very strong. If they get on the front foot, we've got Flood and Youngs who can control territory, which they didn't do in the Scotland game. If we do that and we turn this into a territory battle and we force the Irish to make mistakes, which they have in their previous matches, then England could get the upper hand. If they go there and try and play too much rugby from the start, I think the Irish will win. It is going to be a massive match, and one that, if England win, then they deserve the Grand Slam.
Exciting times ahead. Well, let's head to the boys now inside the camp.
Sorry.
Hey, Lord.
Alright.
What's happening, mate?
Nothing.
This is a legend that is Pasky. Any tips for any up-and-coming physios, Pasky?
Don't do this job.
Okay. Or this current job.
I think Christina Aguilera's coming. Is that Christina Aguilera? Christina, can I hold Croft? Oh. That was Christina Aguilera.
I swear it was, yeah.
It was. You've organised logistics today, can you?
I have, mate. I've given you a fantastic training facility.
But you've given us tennis courts, though. But we're rugby players, Gav. I know you're Australian, but and a running track. I think you've single-handedly failed in what you tried to achieve.
Good, mate. Chilled.
Do a few dinners.
Dinner, bit of golf, mate.
Bit of golf, did you?
Nice. Play off scratch. That's all right, you know.
I've been known for quite the golfer.
My favourite pie is a pie from Wigan. A steak and chip pie.
I'd have a pie full of crackling. Just like...
Oh, God.
Like pastry surrounding a load of crackling. And
what, maybe... Heart attack pie?
Heart attack pie, yeah. Stroke pie. With maybe a drop of rum in there or something like that.
Pork crackling, Nick, in a pie. Sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's sort of a race between the execution and the heart attack, isn't it?
Well, what we're going to do here is hopefully not give you a heart attack, because we're not going to make Austin strip. We want that, even though he has been working out for the occasion. But you are going to draw a caricature of Mr. Healey. I'm going to give you a 5-minute deadline, and while I'm doing it, I'm going to ask you Twitter questions. When you actually nicked Easter, what did you do with it?
I just change the date every year.
Does it? OK, Crofty, straight away for you, coming on after having some time out with a shoulder injury. What was that try like for you?
Pretty better than those pictures. Yeah, it was pretty nice. Nice to get on and get a first touch and score, but it's terrible.
This one at the moment is definitely more insulting.
Do you think that you can both play in the back row together this weekend? Bearing in mind you're both the same sort of standard, big, tall, exceptionally fast.
Yep, exceptionally fast.
Well, have you got rid of the fridge, Nick?
What's that?
You dropped the fridge off your back now, you picked up some gas.
Weren't you in something like the youth dance squad?
I don't have to do what you're talking.
Yeah, he did ballet. Some ballet performances.
Where does Minty come from as a nickname?
Yeah, good question.
Because I look like that fat bald mechanic from EastEnders.
Oh, right.
You've got quite a cockney, low voice, yet with this public school upbringing.
I know. Well, you've got to learn to walk with kings, but never lose a common touch, as Mr. Kipling once said.
2 years ago, someone said to you, you'll be sat on the eve of a Grand Slam with this current England squad looking like one of the favourites for the World Cup. Would you have said I was insane?
As soon as Johnny took charge, I thought he's always going to be, I think, the right guy at the right time, despite his lack of experience, because he's a guy that played in the amateur and professional era, where a lot of the coaches at the time had just played in the amateur era.
And finish it off by saying he's good looking as well, just to secure your place in the squad.
Well, I'll probably do a better looking caricature of him than I've done of you. I have to apologise, Austin.
Right, OK. This is going to be a shock, isn't it? Ah! So that's hair replacement, is it? Is that like a gel of some kind?
Is that right?
Well, not strictly speaking, because it's all my own. I like the proportion of the forehead. That's
It does look like Jafar, though, doesn't it?
That's actually not bad, Crofty. You've got like a very, very good feminine side to you, haven't you?
Yeah.
Emotional sort of person.
Detail.
Yeah, I like it. Right, I'm going to have to choose a winner. I'm going to have to say for artistic impression, Crofty's was the best, but this was basically an opportunity to abuse me as much as humanly possible. So I'm going to have to go with Minty, actually. Minty is the winner, with an excellent proportioned 5-head. I really like that. All the best for the weekend. The nation is completely behind you. You really can, we believe, bring home the Grand Slam, and what an achievement that will be. Thanks for watching O2 Inside Line. You can keep in touch with all things rugby on Facebook.com/Official England Rugby throughout the summer, and we'll be back very, very soon. See you next time, or maybe we'll have a Grand Slam behind us.
Sign up for O2 Inside Line episode alerts at o2insideline.com and you'll never miss an episode.